My mother is super controlling. She's making my wedding about her.
Hey, it's me, the voice from far away.
You already had your wedding. So I've never made a post and wanted this far away from me in case my family sees it, so it's on a throwaway account. I'm just stressed and need a void to scream into it, so if you decide to read this, please bear with me. This is going to be a scrambled mess of events that will hopefully come off cohesively. By the way, this comes from being in the void. And if you want to share your stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So I, 28 female, have had an ongoing issue with my mother, 56, since becoming independent. Before anyone gets concerned, she's not abusive or anything, nor is she a helicopter parent. By all accounts, I know I'm lucky that even with a few major hiccups in our childhood, me and my brothers, 20 and 30, are lucky our parents love and support us like they do, which makes it all the harder in some moments when my mom pushes or oversteps. Some background. Her and my dad, 60, worked for years in well-paying jobs, and my dad was smart with his money, so it kept them in a comfortable middle-class lifestyle. Because of her rough childhood, she tries extra hard to help whenever we're struggling financially. Because of this, I know what this is about to sound like, but I wanted this to be accurate. Problems come when there's big projects or changes. The best example of this in its entirety was my wedding. I had no idea what all goes into one until questions were brought up that I never thought or cared about, but were necessary for paperwork reasons. Bit of advice, unless you're having a backyard wedding or have it all planned down to the exact color and pattern of the napkins that are going to be thrown away at the end of the night, just hire a wedding planner. Both my parents insisted on funding the entire thing, and if there was something I saw that I wanted, there were no arguments. I was too swept up in making arrangements that I forgot that there was a price tag. And when I tried backtracking, Mom assured me that they had it covered. I think maybe they don't have it covered.
It sounds like maybe we're not having it covered.
Throughout all of the wedding, there would come said details that I would ask my mom to go ahead and choose for me, such as specific DJs, florists, stylists, photographers, etc. I didn't have anything like that in mind, and I figured that way she and my father could have better control of the budget. But anytime I asked anyone to give even an opinion, my mother insisted it was my wedding and only I could make those calls. Dad just said he was only writing checks and to just come to him when it came time to pay. And my husband was just as indifferent on the stuff as I was. So I did what I could to pick these things out. But I still had to work full time and my job is extremely demanding. So a lot of things were chosen by the fact that they were the only people with openings and got booked last minute.
Yeah, it really sounds like we shouldn't have had these people on point for that.
Yeah, it seems like if you're going to be on point and someone says, "Hey, can I ask your advice?" Give your advice.
Yeah.
That's why they're asking. Don't be like, "Oh no, you'll figure it out." That's so annoying.
Yeah, it feels like you got this one. It's
Yeah.
like, no, wait, but I
I
would like you to have this. Yeah, but I bet you've got it.
I hate that.
You just tell me where the money goes. You got it. Okay.
Piss me off.
I don't know. Everyone sounds annoying so far.
Now, if this was just left as a matter of your wedding, your decision, then fine. I get it. And if nothing else, it would be easy to navigate. However, the major issues came whenever I chose something my mom didn't agree with. Our first big argument came involving the invitations. I had wanted to skip doing save the dates and figured if we just sent the invites out a year from the set date at the time, then it would work just as well and people could take their time sending RSVPs. I even had my roommate help design the invites to where we just had to get them printed at the office store. Mom stated it just wasn't how it was done, and since I had no interest, she would just get the save the dates in order. I just had to hold off sending the invites. Well, life got busy and she ended up forgetting to get them. No big deal. It was 3 months before the wedding and I could go with my original plan. And since it was so close, I figured I'd just tell people to email/text me their RSVP so that we could get the numbers the venue needed instantly. Mom didn't like that either. Once again, because that's just not what you do. So OP also, one, can't ask her mom questions. And also, every time she tries to do something, her mom's like, "No, that's not right.
You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong." That's what she says. And then you go, "Well, how would I do it?" She goes, "Well, you got to do it the way you do it."
I tried putting my foot down on this one, telling her it's fine and would make our lives easier. Well, lo and behold, I get a call from her saying she was coming back from the office store with custom RSVPs printed and ready. I was annoyed, and I'm not good at hiding when I'm annoyed, so when she asked, I told her so. This jump started my mother's brand of weaponized guilt. Not in a way to guilt me, but in that she just felt so bad she dropped the ball to save the dates, and I just wanted to make it right. But now it was ruined when I was just fixing my mistake. But fine, I'll just throw them away since you hate them so much. Kind of way.
I hate that so much.
Yeah.
I hate that a lot.
I relented on the grounds that they were already made anyway, and it's no use leaving them to waste. Next was the bridesmaids' dresses. I never saw the appeal and uniformity with the weddings, and my bridesmaids had different body types and personal styles. I had basically told them that they could wear anything as long as it mostly matched color-wise, dark hunter forest green. And I'd help pay if need be. When Mom heard of this, she tried to convince me against it, saying how I shouldn't be so worried about other people on my wedding day.
I have to be. What do you, yeah.
It wasn't that I was worried about their opinions, I just didn't care if they matched or not. She kept pushing, and I kept telling her it's fine, which led to her throwing in my face that there should be some uniformity with how much they were spending on the wedding. I was hurt because we had constant talks about how bad I felt that things were getting so expensive between the wedding and between the venue and the wedding dress alone. And every time she said they had it and to stop worrying. Now it just felt like she was saving it for this moment, and I nearly called off the whole thing while we could still get the deposits back and I could pay her back for the dress while me and my husband eloped. A suggestion I wish I took my coworkers' advice on.
Literally every story is like, and we could have eloped, but we didn't, and I wish we had.
Well, don't tell us that.
Every story pretty much is just that.
My husband-to-be talked me down from the ledge in private, reasoning that it would legitimately cause a rift between me and my mother's otherwise stable relationship. We just had to get through this, and the wedding and the whole thing would be over, and we could work towards paying them back if she made a habit of using the money against us when she wanted to get her way. She apologized afterwards for using it against me and legitimately never brought it up again. But it set the tone for the rest of the wedding planning, since I couldn't shake the feeling like that money was now hanging over my head with every decision. I took my bridesmaids to the shop, and they did end up agreeing on a dress they both liked and fit them. So the matter was settled. The big fight we had involved getting a videographer, though this was after months of the previous issues and just became our breaking point. At this point, I don't think either of us remembers whose idea it was to have one in the first place, as we just both kept saying the other insisted on it. As stated previously, a lot of things got booked late, and I couldn't find any available that didn't cost a massive amount of money. I wanted to let the whole thing go, but she pressed on that we will find someone who can do it. After so long and no luck, my roommate said he had a friend who did some video work and would do it for about $100 for the full ceremony and fun reception shots.
That's cheap.
Yeah, that is really cheap for weddings.
She's the guy just like pulls up with an old iPhone.
I brought this up to my mom, who was not happy with the idea and kept questioning the validity of his work, but then turned around and stated that it was my choice, and if that's what I really wanted, then fine. But anytime I brought up what he can offer or what he'd done previously and asked her what she thought, she wanted nothing to do with it and started finding fault with him that she'll point out, but once again telling me it's my decision. Her wishy-washy attitude had me give up on it, but then she fully backtracked and got mad that I backed off because she didn't like the idea, which led to a massive blow-up. The frustration from the previous incidents built up, and I pressed on her how she kept changing her mind on how involved she was with the decisions. Yeah, that seems to be the problem throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like she's like, I want to make the decision. And then she'll go, no, just kidding. That's your decision.
Yeah.
But she'll do it like aggressively or like passive aggressively.
And she'll make you feel bad about it. This is ridiculous. I told her that it seemed it's my wedding until she didn't like something and she didn't take it well. This fight lasted a couple weeks until her, my dad, my fiance, and I sat down to try and hash out the final details. It was tense, and we both show our anger very visibly, which would set the other off, making the conversation continuously coming back around to the videographer until my fiance snapped and told us to shut up about it and move on. Eventually, she left first, stating she had no more business adding her input and to just hash out the financials with my father. And again, she goes into the guilting.
Yep, just go ahead and hash out the financials. That's all we're good for.
After a few more weeks, we became amicable again and focused on keeping things light with the wedding so close. But there was still tension, and she would get snippy if I stated I didn't like an idea of hers with an angry, fine, whatever, do it your way attitude. The day of was happy, bar for the fact that someone brought the vid and half the guests got sick after, but I could just see it as the day the drama finally ended. That was a year ago, and I'm only bringing it up because now we've been dealing with repairing my kitchen ceiling, and she started doing the same cycle of, we'll do it your way, followed immediately with, but why would you do it this way? Only this time, she and my dad keep sniping at each other. Ming Ming is upset. Due to my dad's age, he can't do a lot of heavy lifting, but he's also the only one who knows what we're supposed to be doing and can only direct while actively working on it. Because of this, he gets frustrated easily and has what we call an effort counter. By the time he said some variation of effort 4 times, we know he's actually done. My mom knows this, has lived with it for 30 years, and yet for some reason, she's completely forgotten how to handle it. So anytime my dad utters the first effort, she gets upset and tries to drag him back before he figures out what to do. This in turn pisses my father off, so he starts telling her no, but in a tone that pisses her off more, so she emphatically says yes, and starts working on things she doesn't even fully understand, looping back to pissing off my father even more. It happens multiple times.
It's so...
The old loop.
Loop-de-loop. The old vicious cycle.
Me and my husband have tried to step between them or find middle ground solutions to keep the peace. I've tried telling my mom to calm down and let him figure it out, but she once again is feeling guilty because the project has been slow going because life happens. She refuses to listen when I tell her I'd rather let it take its time and prevent more fights and trauma, but she's taken that to mean that I don't trust her and want her off the project. Keep in mind, both of them are exacerbating the issue by getting snappy with each other in the exact way they know will get under each other's skin. Neither of them are blameless in this, but my mom keeps thinking being cheeky and stubborn is the way to go about this and is using her guilt to get anyone who tries to stop her to back off. On top of the fact that her and my dad are funding the repairs on her insistence, so that adds on the financial dependency we have that also makes it hard to set hard boundaries out of sheer guilt and obligation. And all of that has drudged up memories from my wedding. And now all I can feel is the same dread as I did then as I'm waiting for another shoe to drop. It makes it hard to put on that level of excitement that my mom thinks I should be at, which adds to her irritation. You know what I'm irritated about?
Hit me with it.
When you guys don't listen to full episodes with stories like this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. Just search up OK Storytime.
Man, you really hit me with that one.
Ow. Man, oh man. Ow. Your mom sucks. It also sounds like OP's husband is like, stop fighting. I don't care.
Yeah. She's like, I'm over this. Make it stop.
Please.
Also, like, if this was if the process was so terrible during your wedding, don't have this person involved in any of the processes that you are involved in anymore.
You don't have to necessarily cut her off, but like, don't involve her in any planning ever. I'm not really looking for advice on this. As I said, I just need to scream this into the void because as of late, I've just basically been repeating the same thing to my husband, and he's probably so elated about that he already knows, and the 1 or 2 people I've tried confiding in only get as far as she's paying for everything before basically shutting me down. I'm really, really trying not to be ungrateful for it, but it's hard to navigate someone who essentially wants me to take charge, but somehow also has the same exact ideas that they have without them having to convince me. I may delete this later when I've fully regretted thinking the internet wouldn't be harsh. We'll see. Thank you for reading either way. But that is the end of the episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you and see you tomorrow.